sit back, cause it's judging Silicon Valley.
Now, give it up for your hosts, Ryan and Jeff! Woo!
All right, everybody. Welcome back to Judging Silicon Valley. Of course, the show where we judge Mike Judge's show about Silicon Valley. Sadly, I am still Ryan Cronin, and with me, as always, as in life, as in my dreams, as in my nightmares, Jeff Reitman. Jeff, how are you after Memorial Day weekend? How are you feeling?
Sibilance.
Sibilance?
Mic,
Very good.
Mic check.
No, but there's no reason to talk about microphones. 29 seconds in. Okay, we're going to move on from
I
Jeff.
had a great Memorial Day weekend.
You did? That's
Yes.
good. That's good.
You want to know what I did Memorial Day weekend?
Well, sure.
I sat around. Mm-hmm. I went to Soma Street Food.
Okay.
Food truck park here in the city.
Park, yeah.
And
South of Market for you.
Soma.
Soma.
South of
We're a hip city where we have those kind of acronyms.
Yeah, and then I played a lot of Heroes of the Storm.
Hey there.
So-
Okay. Well, speaking of Heroes of the Storm, you may have heard that
Please
laugh.
don't make the guest
You
spit
may
up.
have heard that laugh. We're very excited to have this week's guest, first-timer here with us at Judging Silicon Valley. I had the pleasure of co-starring. Let's be honest, he was the star of the hit web series Neighborhood Watchmen. You can look that one up. I played the part of Mind
How
Guy.
many episodes were released?
Not all of them. I think there's 5 that are still missing.
Lost episodes.
You'll never find them, folks. Don't try. He has a beard that would make Gimli jealous, for those of you who are on the audio. And he's known to make extreme go-karts. Ladies and gentlemen, it's Jesse McGrath. Jesse, how are you?
Doing well, how are you?
Very good.
Great.
All right, so you got the beer there. And some of Jeff's rum right there.
Delicious.
In front of you. Yeah. Again, from the bar that you can't see.
Yeah.
Off
And
camera.
I got whiskey.
Got whiskey.
It's
And the
having
beer
drinks.
rum as well.
going to be problems later on, I think, this whiskey.
Yeah, I mean, after Memorial Day weekend, I'll be honest, I'm constipated. A lot of sausage in my body. Way too much sausage in my body.
Just plugging up the butt.
Yeah, it's one of those painful constipations. So why not just pour some alcohol on it the Tuesday after?
Whose sausage were you eating?
We don't need to get into details, all right? It's what the veterans would have wanted. So we're going to talk here, of course, about Episode 7. It's titled Adult Content of Silicon Valley. But before we do that, some other things to talk about here. First, Memorial Day weekend is traditionally a very big movie weekend. I'm just curious about your thoughts on this. Jeff has just given up. Jeff's gone
He's
home.
left. It's
yeah,
fine.
he's gone to bed.
Yeah.
But apparently, the box office weekend this weekend for Memorial Day was the worst box office weekend since 2001. Wow. And what really pulled it down, now, to be honest, I didn't go see this movie, but I thought this movie was going to make money. Tomorrowland.
Oh, yeah.
Okay? Tomorrowland cost $280 million to make.
I saw like 4 people talk about it.
The entire Memorial Day weekend, that movie made $40 million. That is a classified bomb.
That's still a lot of money.
What
was the budget?
280.
Yes. So
And
that's
it's Memorial
probably a
pretty
bomb.
bad.
It's Memorial Day weekend, and again, this is the worst box office since 2001. So just a question here. First, did anyone see Tomorrowland?
No.
My dad?
Okay, maybe that's a problem. I mean, your dad, he paid for it?
He did, but, well, I have, full disclosure.
Please.
He has a young daughter, so it was a little bit more appropriate. Right? You
Okay.
bring your kid to see the movie, that makes it less weird?
Well, see, again, I thought that movie, it's not that I didn't
I'm
go.
surprised the daughter wanted to see it.
I don't think she did. I think that he kind of dragged her, but she played along.
I think the main character is a young girl. It's like following the young girl's journey. It's just Brad Bird's a director from Incredibles and Pixar and all that. George Clooney's in. Why did it bomb?
From every ad I ever saw, I was like, what the fuck is this movie about?
And what it's actually about, I found out, and it's not. I don't like it. It's silly.
What is it about?
Well, the only actual thing I know is that a girl finds a coin, and when she touches it, it takes her to Tomorrowland. Now, the problem is, part of the goof is that she doesn't actually leave Todayland. So when she's walking around in Tomorrowland, she's just like walking around her front yard in real life, like a crazy person.
Okay. I mean, look, I think as like a young adult or young teen novel, sure. But it's, first of all, it's titled after a ride?
Well, a land.
A land, I guess.
Yeah,
I've never
it actually
been to
one
Disney.
ups Pirates of the Caribbean.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Have you
'Cause
both
that's
been to
just
the
a
real Tomorrowland?
Oh, yeah.
And is that Disney? That's Disneyland.
It's Disneyland.
Okay.
Yeah, it's in World though.
built
too.
after they actually built the park because they didn't have the money. They didn't think the park was going to be successful, and then they started construction after the park was opened.
Okay. Interesting.
Did you research that, or did you just know that?
Oh, I just know lots of
Are
shit.
you a Disney person? That's this is interesting.
I agree. That is shit.
It's not
that you do know.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, I mean, I don't know. I mean, I'm not upset about it. I just find it. I would have thought this movie would have at least made $100 million over a 3-day weekend. It made 40 million. Divide that by 3. That's not good at all.
Cool.
And it's weird because it feels like it didn't even have competition. Like in that genre, like what else do you see? You see Mad Max, which is not appealing to the same audience at all.
But also it wasn't its opening weekend.
Right.
You know, Avengers is still around, not its opening.
Right.
Pitch Perfect 2, not its opening.
It had
There's
no competition.
no reason why it shouldn't have kicked ass. But I think
We should have gone and seen Pitch Perfect too.
It's not too late.
Well, here's
We could go right now.
We could
Yeah,
go
but
right
we
now.
can't fix the box office
Well, that's true.
for last weekend. At this point, it's
true.
fucked.
I think it's also, I mean, I'll speak for myself, and I think it's maybe just because of the demographic that the spenders, right? You know, by 2017, millennials will have the spending power in the country, right? All economists agree on that, all right? It's perfect. Pitch perfect. And the reason I say that is, you know, I don't think people go just because it's summer means, oh, I'm going to go to the movies every weekend. People don't do that anymore.
Right.
And I think they were banking on that. Hollywood is losing money, you know,
This weekend,
this weekend. But I mean, that's a huge, because now they're in
Avengers was
trouble.
fine.
It didn't break any records
So
domestically. You know,
I'm
I think
curious to see the landscape.
wait,
in like
what podcast
10
am I
years.
in? What's the subject? Of
I
this
wanted to
podcast?
talk about this.
They're
I
all
don't-
in It's in California. That
Yeah.
Silicon Valley's in California. Hollywood's in California. What's the difference?
Oh,
You see?
All right. Well, again, I just find it interesting, and I think that this Memorial Day weekend is a sign of things to come within Hollywood.
yeah. People were watching Game of Thrones.
Yeah, but also to go out, my wife and I, that's like to go to an IMAX 3D Atmos theater and get
For Tomorrowland?
No. Well, but for any the only reason I would go out to the movies is for that, right? Because it's something I can't reproduce at home.
Yeah.
Plus, whatever bullshit prices on candies and all that. Not to sound like a grumpy old man, but still, I mean that's like a $50 deal. And it's kind of like, why? Why is this $50 to do this? You know what I mean? I think people are getting wise to that, particularly millennials, right? I don't know.
Maybe.
I think it's going to change how maybe the prices will go down. I don't know. Yeah, of course not. Of course not. They
No.
can't. They can't. But
No.
You were so funny.
they're actually going to go up. If they keep losing money, they're going
Right.
to, so I don't know what that means. Maybe more first-run movies are just on demand.
See,
It's
I
happening
would,
a lot,
Theaters all the
actually.
way. Yeah.
I would go see Harold and Kumar 4 in IMAX 3D
Yeah. I mean, it's
for $25 a ticket easily.
yeah, but because you maybe go like me, I maybe go to the movie theater 6 times a year.
Not even 3
know?
times, maybe.
Yeah,
And I
not a
think
lot.
everyone's like that. So this is not, I think people are like, I already went to go see Mad Max, and I got dragged to Pitch Perfect 2, and I went to Ultron. I'm not going to Tomorrowland. I'll just wait for
Yeah?
it, to rent it.
People are
and
just sick of it.
Yeah. I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Hey. So we can get into the episode here. Now, normally we save plugs for the end here, but I'm kind of excited about it.
We're doing this podcast all wrong this week, folks.
I know. Well, I'm just excited to talk about Super Trash Brothers. So if we want to talk about that now or talk about it later, I think it's something the listeners and viewers want to know about this. Or we can get into the episode.
Hey guys,
tell me.
if you're listening for the actual episode of the show, this podcast is fast forward to like 25 minutes. We should be there.
No, I would safely go to the 12-minute mark or the 13-minute mark. You should be fine.
Okay.
All right.
So anyway, go ahead. Super Trash Brothers.
Super Trash Brothers. Explain the concept. It's a good concept.
Okay.
So there's a game.
Yes.
I'm setting you up.
There's two games. Think about this.
Okay.
One game is the video game that we're playing, and also streaming via Twitch.
Which video game is that?
Well, we play a lot of different games, but every first Monday of the month we play the new Super Smash Brothers. on the Wii U.
So what does that
Wii
mean?
U.
What does that mean? The new. Tell me about. So what does that mean? That there's new iterations with new.
Yeah, it's like the fourth installment.
Okay.
It's
There's a
new
GameCube
console,
one. There's a.
N64 one,
Yeah.
and a Wii one. There's one for each Nintendo console since the N64.
All right.
So they're playing the one that's for the Wii U.
Yeah, we're playing
The one and only one for the Wii U.
Yes,
currently.
the newest one. And the idea is that we get. That one's a little bit different. It's a tournament, but the idea is that we play video games, and we usually will have a bunch of our comedian friends come and hang out, and it's also a drinking game, and we stream the thing live on Twitch TV, and we bring in a live audience, and people suggest the drinking jaw rules. You must refer to them as the jaw rules, or that
okay.
or that is an infraction of the jaw rules. That's it.
Okay, gotcha. And so, where is this?
Well, at Soda Popinski's is the tournament.
Doing a talk show thing where I knew the answer.
Right. No, I see what you did there. Soda Popinski's every first Monday of the month.
There you go.
Sign-ups start about 7:30. We get going around 8. And if you win, you get to spin the wheel.
Oh, I thought you were going to say finger. You started with an F, and I'm like, what?
Well, that too, but that's later.
Yeah.
And we don't talk about that one.
That's one of the job rules.
Yeah.
The first job
Yeah.
rule of Super
Yeah.
Trash Bros is you don't talk about
Fingering.
fingering Super Trash Bros. Yeah. And you just get drunk and you play video games. It's everything you ever wanted from life.
Hold on. You said spin the wheel.
What's on the wheel?
Yeah. Is this like a Thunderdome kind of wheel?
The wheel-
Is Ante involved?
The wheel is provided by the bar, and
Okay.
it's
Isn't that a little suspect that the bar already had a wheel?
yes, they already had a wheel.
Okay, all
yes. And it's like it's a drink wheel, and so you get a free. It's usually $11 to spin. You get, if you win, you get a shot of Fireball, which seems like a punishment.
Oh boy, and that's been pulled off the market because of formaldehyde. I just wanna
Right,
be
so they've
clear
still
about
got
that.
it, and it's poison.
Okay.
And then you spin the wheel, and you could win like something crappy like a PBR, but you could also win. When I won the tournament, and I had the shot of Fireball, and then I got a hand grenade, which is a Irish car bomb, and then a Jaeger bomb.
Yeah.
And I did that all in about 45 seconds.
And that's the grand prize is you have to do that.
Yeah,
It's
you're
a weird
forced
way
to do
okay.
it. Yeah, after you've been drinking
Okay.
for about 2 hours.
For the whole tournament.
Right.
Yeah.
Yes.
Because of the job rules.
Yes, because
right.
one must abide by the job rules.
Yeah.
Well, Super Trash Brothers, and again, you have a website, correct? Is it just supertrashbrothers.com?
Yeah, supertrashbros.com.
Bros.
What about Twitch?
Twitch, Super Trash Bros.
Bros?
That's the more important one because you want to watch it live.
Right.
And people on the internet, they may not be in San Francisco,
Right.
but
they can
catch
be
the
with us.
stream. Yeah.
If I'm not mistaken, you did one with Alien Isolation. Is that correct?
Yes.
With the the goggles. What the fuck
Oculus?
is it?
No. It wasn't with Oculus.
It wasn't with
But
Oculus.
the gimmick there was that Alien Isolation is a horror game, and they have a feature where your Kinect, which is the camera and like motion sensor on your Xbox, reacts to it, like feeds into the game. So if you're loud in the room,
The alien hears
the
you.
alien hears you. And so we couldn't get through more than 4 seconds before a comedian would go, "Hey, alien!" and then you're fucking stabbed in the face.
That sounds great.
Yeah,
All right.
it was wonderful.
All right. Is there
Delightful.
footage of that? I think there's footage of that, right?
Yeah, you can go to the Super Trash Bros Twitch and check out the
Highlights?
highlights.
There we go.
I know my Twitch.
Yeah, I figured you did.
All right, Jesse, I've been nice enough to you. Okay, we're going to move on with the actual show itself here. Again, this is episode 7, adult content. Alec Berg jumps back in the director's chair. Interestingly enough, this episode was first time head writer of a member of the writing team who actually her credits are, I mean, she's just getting started. I think she wrote a web series prior to this. She's been on the team, but she's head writer for this episode of adult content. Now, we talked about this before we started the recording here. We're going to try this out. Jesse, in 60 seconds, can you give us a complete episode recap of
Very
adult
thorough.
content?
Yes.
Okay.
When does my time start?
Whenever you're ready, and I'll tell you when.
Okay, I'm ready.
Okay, go.
All right, so they find out that the company that brain raped them, what was that company called?
In-frame.
Enframe successfully brain raped them, has found a way to monetize their the middle out compression, and it has pissed off the people at Pied Piper. So they find out, and then in addition to that, they find out that their investor is not a member of the 3 Comma Club anymore, and so they decide to kind of the result of the episode is that they are going to try and monetize Pied Piper, and they're going to do that by getting into adult content. This involves Guilfoyle hacking, or not hacking, but stealing the password and username
from a Post-it note. Getting their deal with the porn thing that they were about to hook up with, and saying we can do it better. And the
10-second warning.
The episode ends with the promise of a cook-off, which is going to be a competition between the two companies for the porn company's business.
Time. That was 59 seconds. That's pretty
Wow.
good.
That's pretty good.
That's pretty good.
Thank you.
Wow. Maybe you should just take over this podcast. 'Cause that
was the plan,
that was
actually.
pretty good. All right. No, I mean, you hit the core there. You hit the core. There are subplots involving Dinesh on Tinder. There's subplots about Hooli being in a whole world of shit because of the failure of the 4K
Spaghetti
streaming.
delivering.
Yep. And then, of course, the scene of the adult entertainment conference.
You know what?
And there you go. But that's all you missed.
I want to hit the saddest part of the episode for me.
Please do.
I mean, beyond Jin Yang not being there yet again, but
I know.
He did not call Gavin Belson did not call Baghetti Baghead.
He didn't even look at him.
He didn't reference him by name the whole episode.
No.
Well, no, he later when he has a great idea of using his mind to control the phone, and I'm sure our grandchildren will be able to perfect this technology, and then he goes back to the potato cannon that doesn't work.
Right.
It works.
Well, they broke it.
It does something.
They broke
it with a Mr. Potato Head, and it didn't like that. Yeah, I mean, overall, I thought, what we've been talking about is a lot of a lack of raising stakes. I think with this, they were putting in a lot of information to push this story forward. And I think the way we left the episode with the bake-off and all that is it's taken a while, and that's okay because it should be a long journey for the Richard character. But it looks like he's getting angry enough to start affect change, and I think that's coming just in time for it to end. I think we have 4 episodes left.
There was a subplot we also didn't touch, which is the Wi-Fi giveaway.
Oh, yeah.
Outed by Wi-Fi.
Outed by Wi-Fi.
Outed by Wi-Fi. There's a wonderful Easter egg I want to talk about, but as we do with guests, for certainly a first-time guest, Jesse, the questions are your overall impressions of this series, and more importantly, because it's more fun, your experiences with the real Silicon Valley. I believe that you were born and bred local. Is that correct?
Yes. Born in San Pablo and then kind of bounced around the East Bay, and now I'm in the city. Okay. I'll start with real Silicon Valley.
Please.
It's I'm a teacher in the Bay Area, and so we get the two things with me for Silicon Valley is one, we get now more than ever just like force-fed all of this tech shit. Which is great. Like, a lot of it, it's like, okay, great technology.
I want to point out that we had Damon on last week.
Who was angry at the teachers themselves.
Well, he was coming from the parents' point of view.
Okay.
A non-tech parent dealing with tech parents.
That he felt his children were being... Well, it was tech parents, not the teachers.
Wasn't he mad? I listened to the episode.
Yeah, he was mad at the tech parents.
Right, and the kids that had the technology in class.
Yeah.
See, a lot of that comes from... Like Google will come in and say, hey, we'll give you all this training for free and we'll let you use our product for free, but you have to use our product. And so use Google Classroom and get some tablets and do all this stuff. And then it just becomes a part of the school culture. Like, that's the idea, is that then you're a Google school. And it's a little bit, it feels really fishy. Like, it's very helpful right now, a little too helpful.
So here it's... I know I look youthful, but it's been a long time since I've been in a grade school classroom.
40 years.
Yeah. When I was in school, it was, I think our computer lab had 6 Apple IIes, and we used the Turtle program. In your school right now, does every student have a device?
No,
from the school, not meaning their own phone, but
right. No, and that's called one-to-one. What they call, that's the terminology. There are a lot of schools in the Bay Area that have that. Mine is not one of them. In fact, we are being kind of fucked right now by the state of California. They're making us take this big computer test.
Okay.
Everyone has to use it. Like, all of the kids have to have computers. We don't have enough computers for that. So kids are just having to rotate computer. It's like a big sloppy mess.
So the state is saying you have to do this,
but
yet
we don't
you don't have
enough,
the money
no.
to... that's retarded.
It doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
Wow.
And that's kind of part of it. And not to say that's the whole state of California. It's not just Silicon Valley, but by association, they're responsible.
Well, what does that mean that the kids need to have computers? Meaning, do they have to be like proficient in Excel? Like, why does a child need a computer to learn?
This specific test is on the computer. And it's like it's taking place of the STAR test, and you have to read these big articles and highlight them. And the test is like supposed to be hyper intuitive, so nobody has the same test. If you get a question wrong or right, that's what decides what your next question is. No two tests.
Oh, Jesus Christ!
Are the same? Yeah, it's a.
Did you see the episode of Last Week Tonight with John Oliver? Do you watch that?
No.
He did. His main feature was about.
It's a brilliant show.
It's a great show. It was about the standardized testing. I think it's one company that owns all of these tests. So, I mean, they're just making money, and that's I think that's a great example of that. That's fucking ridiculous. I don't know. I mean, do you? It's a slippery slope. I mean, do you feel that
slippery slope?
I haven't even had the rum yet, by the way. I just get excited saying slippery slope. And because you're younger than us.
Accurate, yeah.
But, do you feel...
True story.
Yeah, it's true stories. As long as I get to be the Christian country singer. I've always wanted to be Dominic, but anyhow.
Wow, that's going back.
Oh, it's going way back. That's Real World San Francisco 1. Do you feel in the teaching environment, I understand that the school isn't able to provide the hardware, but without having... access to the internet and using Google and Wiki or whatever, do you find that it's almost impossible to teach children without using those tools nowadays?
It's not impossible to teach. It just doesn't make any sense because they're entering a world where they're always going to have technology, right? Like if you were in English class, and it's the same for me, and I'm fairly young. Much younger than you, and
you don't need to put much on it. I mean, it's like you
very younger.
Used bold and underline.
Yes,
when you said that.
I actually italicized it as well. I don't know if you caught that.
That's
Well, if you knew how to use a computer, you would have seen that.
Yeah.
Okay. Well,
anyways,
shouldn't use italics if you're trying to get your point across. It's more of for references and citing.
Anyways,
I use 68-point font, motherfucker.
Yeah, you just change the font altogether.
Right.
I do webdings.
Anyway,
just keep your email in Arial if you want to be.
We're living in a world.
Any hoozle.
Not Times New Roman.
We live in a world where you always have your shit. So for me, when I didn't know a word, my English teacher would say, "Get a dictionary and look it up." It doesn't make sense for me to do that anymore. Like they're not going to need to know how to use a dictionary.
Sure, yeah.
You pull out your phone and you look at it. So I tell them, pull out your phone and look at it. If we don't have resources, and that's just like a kind of a silly example, but if we don't have resources that they're going to run into in the workplace, then you're essentially teaching them nothing.
Which, I mean, at its core, I think it's the purpose of the internet.
Though to be fair, most of my schooling taught me very little.
Yes, and it's probably still doing that.
Yeah.
It's just, did you go to public school?
Yeah.
Well,
you don't think that you got more of a critical thinking type education just simply because we didn't have access to that, so we had to use critical thinking?
Because I was forced by my parents into AP Calculus and AP Physics, which I was not particularly good at.
Yeah, it doesn't sound fun.
No. But I learned a lot. But like history and English,
Nothing?
Nothing. I couldn't even tell you what happened in there.
And history classes pretty much don't change. They're watching the same documentaries that you watched.
Yeah, I'm reading the same dumb books on Arabic culture. Like we actually had an Arabic culture class that just focused on architecture. Domes, arches, and minarets. That's all I remember from the history class.
It sounds like you learned a little bit.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but that's it. Like, what's an Arab? A dome, an arch, or a minaret? That's all. Like coming out of high school. Now, mind you, I had some Arabic friends, but whatever. If all I did was go off of my history class, I would be functionally retarded as far as the world goes.
I'm gonna keep my mouth shut.
Glad to see that the school served you well.
They did. Pennsylvania school system.
The other thing, can I say one more thing about Silicon Valley?
Of course you can.
That's really sad. I drive across the Dumbarton Bridge every day, which means I pass both Facebook campuses, both 1-2 Facebook campuses. They just finished building their second one, which has like a literal forest on top. I don't know if you've seen it.
Yeah,
I haven't actually, with my own eyes. I've seen pictures of it.
Have you seen it at all?
It's pictures.
It looks like a nursery on top, like a garden, but not like a garden you could walk through, like a cumbersome just habitat for lots of big trees. I thought they were just storing them up there.
So
I was
it's it's like a tree prison.
That's what it looks
Yeah.
like, and I can't
Yeah.
see. I mean, the walls are kind of high, but I don't see any people up there ever. I think they're just hoarding trees on the top of Facebook.
You know what's? I mean, I don't mean to. I think it's fine, but some people are scared. Those trees have human DNA. So just want you to think about it.
It's actually a Facebook
Well,
experiment.
they scream when you saw them. And they finally achieved screaming trees.
Well, now you know if a tree falls in the woods and no one's around.
It screams like a mutant man.
like a deformed subhuman.
Yeah. It screams, "Father!" They all shout, "Father!" Okay, so that's actually I could talk about that for another hour, but let's move into the show itself, Jesse.
It's always good getting people's perspectives, though.
Yeah, definitely. And so you are a trooper. You shared that you kind of binged up in preparation, so everything's kind of fresh, although I can imagine melted together.
Yeah.
But overall impression or rating of this series?
I like it. I think it's a fine show, and I have no problem continuing watching it. I just don't know who it's for. Other than fat guys with podcasts, no offense.
Yeah.
Who?
That's most people with podcasts.
Yeah, well, yeah, it's true. But who like this episode? I think they made a Zune reference. Who anywhere else other than here and like maybe LA is like, oh,
Seattle.
good Zune. Okay, in Seattle.
Yeah.
Anywhere on the West Coast, okay, great.
Oh yeah, okay.
Who
Yeah.
in are there people in Florida that are watching Silicon Valley and just totally getting this like these sweet burns on the guy who
Are there? Yes.
created Dig?
But are they the majority? No. Right?
Yeah. No, I hear you, and I think we talked about this last
I mean, there's
season.
people like you, not working in tech, nerdy. You know what Zune is?
Yeah.
That live in Florida.
Okay, that
right?
makes sense.
But
But it doesn't seem. It seems like the further east you go, the smaller those numbers get.
I would say the further away from a city you get,
Okay, yeah.
the smaller those numbers get.
Well, that's again
By
it's
percentage.
It's not TV; it's HBO. Again, I want full penetration, but the reason I bring that up is they don't have to cater to a mass
Right.
market. This is definitely for a very, very select few who are going to enjoy every aspect of what's going on with it.
Right.
But the fact that it got Mike Judge on there, so that's a recognizable name. And you can see that HBO believes in it because they're putting it right after Game of Thrones, which is
Right.
one of the most watched shows that there is right now. So they have faith in it, and it keeps getting picked up for additional seasons. So I think that's maybe why one of our things that we were talking about for this season, although it's a pro and a con, but season one I think was very, very self-aware, a lot of tech terminology. They've moved away from that into more of this formulaic type of approach, which is good. I mean, you still have to push the story forward, but I think that's because as it becomes more popular, maybe it loses some of its uniqueness and the reason it was special for season one. I don't know. But the reviews consistently grow for the series.
Right.
Like this episode was probably one of the highest rated episodes this season. It's interesting because Jeff said, I don't know how I felt about that.
Yeah, it was
So-
kind of neutral on it. I still enjoyed it.
Which is odd. Yeah,
but-
it's not bad, but I think in some cases, as long as you're still going to put some Easter eggs and some fun shit in there,
Right.
which there was,
Right.
I had to dig a little bit, but it's not as dense as it was in season one.
Right.
But there you go. So speaking of that, I'm very excited about this. I have to share this.
This is Ryan. Ryan runs the podcast.
I've heard.
There
Yeah.
you go. I have to share this.
I just sit here
I have to share this. So we were talking about
and criticize.
outed by Wi-Fi, right? Outed by
yeah,
Wi-Fi.
yeah. Yes.
That's used twice in the episode of meaning walk in. Clearly, you've been to a place
Right.
before because it's already picked up and you've got the password saved. The first time it's used is when they burst into the End Frame offices. That's the Flatiron Building. That's at Market and Sutter.
Which I had a problem with, by the way. That was brick. It was all brick interior. There's not a building anywhere near there that's fucking brick.
Oh yeah, the exterior. There's no here's the reason, because the exterior of that building that they show where they would be.
See,
But that's an old. It's an old build. It's like a historic building. It was built in 1913. The meaning, the interior would be reflective of one of those older buildings. When they go into the interior, that's clearly not what the Flatiron would look like.
No, and you would not see brick in San Francisco anymore.
Which is, I mean,
at all.
Look,
it irritated.
They do one.
I'm just saying
they do two exteriors. The first one, and then they do another exterior with the Sansom street sign to make sure you knew that's where it was.
Yeah, I know that corner very well. I used to eat in the courtyard to the bank.
I'm actually my office is a block away from there. It's odd.
Murphy's is not very far either.
No, it's not. No, it's not. Soda Popinski's a little too far away. So everyone listening, forget about that. Okay. Anyhow, when you go in, okay, getting to this is the first time outed by Wi-Fi is because Dinesh had been interviewing when things were going south with a company called Yo-Yo Dine. Did anyone pick up Yo-Yo Dine?
Yes.
Okay, I lost my mind. All right. Do you know what Yo-Yo Dine is?
I want to say
I'm going to walk you through it because I'm excited.
it's like Terminator related, but
That's
it's
what I was
80s
thinking.
or 90s sci-fi of some sort.
You're
And
there. You're there. You're there.
I know I've seen it.
You're there. You're there. It's on my top 5 list. Okay.
Wow.
I'm going to help you out. Okay.
Split second.
No, that's on your top 5 list.
Yes.
Yo-Yo Dine is the name of the fictitious company run by aliens in a movie that was written and directed by a man named W.R. Richter. Now, W.R. Richter is responsible for the screenplay of Big Trouble in Little China, okay? Directed by John Carpenter. But the name of this movie...
Total Recall.
No.
Nah.
No. The name of the movie is The Adventures of Buckaroo Banzai. That's the name of the company is Yo-Yo Dine. And they said Yo-Yo Dine 3 times, so that was clearly just for me. You can ask Angela. I stood up. I'm like, that was Yo-Yo Dine. That's from Buckaroo Banzai. That's from... I got very, very excited.
My dad watched that movie so many times.
Buckaroo Banzai. Do yourself a favor. Have you seen Buckaroo Banzai?
I have not seen Buckaroo
Banzai. Okay, you got Buckaroo Banzai.
So we need to,
Peter Weller.
By the way, I'm going to jump in here. We had a request from Dave Rediger, I believe, one of our fans. Next time we do an At the Movies, to do, instead of the nerd movies, just terrible, culty movies that we love. Big Trouble in Little China being one of them. Buckaroo Banzai would be a good one as well.
Buckaroo Banzai would be... Well, the problem is you described it as terrible. And both of those movies
A lot of people would look
fantastic
at that
films.
movie. Okay, give somebody the box to that movie
hey,
and be like, you want to watch this?
No. Do you think I have a problem about just talking about Big Trouble in Little China
No, but that's
for
the
2
thing.
hours?
So many times I've told people Big
I'll go
Trouble in Little
shot
China.
by shot.
Have you seen Big Trouble in Little China? Mm-hmm. Okay. I've handed people that box, the DVD, right?
That was our wedding invitation. It was the cover with our faces.
Can you let me
superimposed.
finish the
I'm not
thought?
messing around. All right.
I'll hand somebody the box and they're like, I don't want to watch this. I'm like, you watch this and you'll thank me for it later. Right?
Yes.
Because you look at it and you read the plot summary like, this is fucking stupid.
You look at the name of the movie and it looks
Yes.
real dumb.
Buckaroo Banzai's in that category.
Buckaroo. Oh, well, it's the same writer. That's why. That's why you feel like this feels kind of
think
the same in a good way.
Kroll is sort of in that category.
Kroll is fantastic. Yeah. I have no problem with that. But again, I couldn't
Anyway,
believe
we should do that.
It had. I don't know who's
He's
putting it
still
into the
orgasming.
script. Yeah, I'm trying to
Very
figure
excited.
out who put in
Been
Yo-Yo
holding this in
Dine
the whole time.
Who put in Yo-Yo Dine? Wow. All right.
I just like that question
Yo-Yo
is just
Dine, oh my
scrawled all
God.
over his walls.
My damn planet, monkey boy.
Yo-Yo Dine.
Where is the overthruster? All right. It's not my damn planet, monkey boy. All right. Okay, it's Christopher Lloyd as a
Yeah, Christopher Lloyd.
red Lectroid. Okay.
Anyway,
Fantastic.
Yo-Yo
All right.
Dine. And the other
So-
incident of getting outed by Wi-Fi was Dinesh's Tinder date. Tinder?
Yeah.
Was
Tinder
it Tinder?
date,
Yes, it's Tinder.
looking for the missing earring. Only play the original, the old Sade.
Yeah.
Because she had
Gone too
been
broke.
fucking her like at some point.
Yeah. Yes.
Like,
And is immediately reconnected.
immediately reconnected. I think, Jesse, we're I'll speak for myself here. We're fans of Dinesh and Guilfoyle. I think Guilfoyle kind of led the charge in this episode. I mean, clearly by his own actions, but also his lines. Usually Jared has the better lines, but just the kind of, while the Sade is playing, Dinesh trying not to cry in the darkness, dressed up for his date that went sour, and just Guilfoyle. So what do you think? Are they ever going to find those earrings?
He's been. I mean, I've liked him the whole time, but Guilfoyle has been much better this season.
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah.
I love every interaction he has with the douchey backer. And he just says like some classic Guilfoyle line.
Guy.
This guy. This fucking guy.
So you're saying we should do the exact opposite? This guy. Well, speaking of Russ Hanneman, this was kind of fun. I came across this, and again, jumping on the sites today. It's two.
Did you grab quotes?
I do.
Do you have the plain quote?
I don't have that quote, but I know that because he's going to leave the kid to go to Vegas because he's out of the 3 Comma Club.
Yes.
And he's got to fly on a two-door something.
Yeah, something weird because it was just still an incredibly expensive plane.
Right.
What I did notice though, and it's to me it seems like a mistake. We did this whole thing of the fact that his house is outfitted with the lady software.
Right.
And he doesn't use it at all, and he has to have the guys watch the kid. The whole point is the kid would be watching.
He can't afford it anymore.
His thing that he's investing in?
Well, yeah. I mean, but I'm with you, Jeff. I mean, that should have at least been said of like, I need you guys to stay here because I'm not I spell, billionaire with an M now, so I can't have the lady.
Right. And there's just shit on the floor.
Where'd the lady go? And I don't think he has a dog, which is really interesting.
Yeah, that's a nice
is
little
dog
touch.
shit. Yeah.
I'm off the Forbes billionaire list.
Yeah.
Now I'm on the almost a billionaire.
The thing with the doors,
Close but no cigar.
again, that actor is fantastic. I always repeat this when I can, Jesse. The doors, the Batwing are these.
Yes.
But I always repeat this if you didn't hear. The actor, I'm sorry, the name's escaping me, Chris, and it's a Greek name. All right, so it's not my fault, Chris, that you have a Greek name. I'm sure you're listening.
It's your parents' fault.
But
to be clear.
his resume, character actor, done some voiceover.
Right.
He is the current Disney voice of Mickey Mouse. That's a fact.
Wow.
It's kind of crazy. And
That's
I
incredible.
I share that with everybody of like, yeah, Russ Hanneman, you mean the voice of Mickey Mouse?
You mean Mickey Mouse?
Yeah.
Wow. That's pretty impressive.
I'm no longer in the billionaires club.
There you go. This guy fucks.
Yeah.
But my favorite thing here is, again, always the music in his cars, right? So remember when we first met him, it was like Limp Bizkit.
Yes.
Did you catch what song was playing when he storms off from the dinner?
I did, and I forgot what it was.
It's incredible. It's incredible.
What is it?
You ready? It's Butterfly by Crazy
That's
Town.
right. That's right. Damn it.
Butterfly by Crazy Town. What a terrible...
Wait, he doesn't drive off.
He does a hot lap.
He does
a quick lap.
Quick hot lap.
Fuck you, Richard.
Quick hot lap. Here's another little factoid here I find interesting is because, again, 2 shots making us sure that we knew that was the Rosewood.
Right.
I didn't know anything about the Rosewood. Rosewood is a 5-star hotel in Menlo Park. It's on Sand Hill Road. That's right. It is known for Thursday nights, which are unofficially called Cougar Nights, where the richest women in Silicon Valley go to get laid. That's what the Rosewood is known for. Kind of exciting. So there you go.
So if you're free this Thursday,
I mean, you're going to pay for it. I took a look at just the menu. Average item, $50 to $60. You know,
good.
like that's you know,
That's an IMAX Tomorrowland.
that's a trip to the movies with the family.
it's an IMAX tomorrow. Land. Okay. So there you go. I've got these other things. All right. So as we know, one of the main things that comes out here is the bake-off for the fictitious adult entertainment company Intersight.
Oh my God.
Okay.
The conference.
I wrote down some of the names.
I'm sure
got
you
'em?
did too.
Okay.
I have every single name.
Perfect.
I have every single name.
That was my favorite part of the episode. That was so good.
It was fantastic. Definitely Mike Judge style.
So to set it up,
yeah.
I mean, I'm sure everyone watched it or stopped caring about 40
By
minutes
this
ago.
time, yeah.
But yeah, the lady who is the CEO of this porn company is giving a talk at a porn conference.
The character's name is Molly Kendall. I have a feeling we're going to see more of her.
And
Yep.
it's very United Nations where everyone's got a sign in front of them of like
Yeah.
who they are or where they're from.
It
So
just seems unnecessary.
it's
even have
completely unnecessary. You'd have
completely
badges, right?
unnecessary.
Normally in a code?
Yeah.
Now there are 2 where I realized I shouldn't be using the work email to search, so I was searching on my phone, trying to figure out what these two were. Quick note, though, again, the Molly Kendall character, actress by the name of Romy Rosemont. She's a TV character actor. She's been on Grey's Anatomy, CSI Glee. So she's a talent. We're definitely going to see more of her.
Yeah.
But here's an odd credit. She's in the Avengers.
Huh.
As what?
It has a full character name, but one line. She's after the Battle of New York. I love you, Thor. That's it. That's it. And it has a first name and a last name, character name, like Myra something.
I got to rewatch all of Avengers
I'm
now.
like, who the fuck is Myra? And then I realized, she had one line at the news camera, I love you, Thor. That's really weird. But at this conference, here are, first I'm going to save the last two because I don't know what they are and I'm curious what you think they are. My Dirty Vagina, Fingered Teen. Jesse, why don't you help me out here?
Let's Try Fisting. Mm-hmm. Porn Hospice. Mm-hmm. Non-consensual Santa.
Poop on My Wife. That's a good one.
My favorite was Non-consensual Santa.
Yeah.
That was a great one.
I'll let you have this one here.
Blackmailed into gay.
Yeah, I like that one. And I'll take this one. Brutalized Assholes. Now, there's two where, again, I was trying to think, are these real or is this like a Dirty Sanchez term? I don't even know what it means. Zolt base and ectopoint. Now, ectopoint I can kind of get because that's like slime.
Right.
Yeah.
Point, it's the spot,
Sure.
spot where you get
Sure.
Yeah.
Zolt base. So I started searching first Zolt base, nothing. It just came up this show.
Right.
Zolt. Do you guys know what Zolt? I don't know what Zolt is.
No. Okay. No.
Now, Zolt did get me some results of apparently there's a porn actor by the name of Zolt.
Male or female?
I didn't click through. I didn't click through.
All right.
I think it's male.
I'll look.
But why
we go.
would Zolt base? I mean, I don't.
The base of
What
the
is ectopoint?
penis?
Yeah, I mean, ectopoint. I think we can all agree. Oh, that's the slime porn.
Sure. Yeah.
Now I don't know if that's having actual sex with Slimer or
It's a dude.
so Zolt. But why,
Confirmed.
Zolt is
why
a
would-
man.
Is Zolt a gay porn actor?
No, he was getting a blowjob.
From
So
a lady.
I forgot to do that in incognito
that's so
mode.
Weird Zolt base. All right. Well, I
Anyway.
thought maybe I was missing something again because you're much younger than me.
Right.
That maybe the kids are into something
No,
called
not
zolting.
that young.
They're not zolting.
No.
All right.
You don't-
sure
you
about
Not on
that?
my watch, no.
All right.
You don't hear your students talking about Zolt?
Zolt.
No, not so much. A lot of blackmailed into gay, but not so much
Blackmailed
Zolt
into
base.
gay. I mean, yeah.
A lot of Snapchats
Hey,
saying, let's
I got
try
blackmailed
fisting.
into gay, but that was the Ja rules. That's what the Ja rules.
Hey,
Exactly.
It's a callback.
I saw that.
Yeah,
That was
you
nice.
Like
Oh boy.
that? Practicing my stand-up.
You don't need practice with that.
I need practice, baby. Let's see what else here. Another little Easter egg there. Dinesh does mention that about that Tinder date that he's going to go to a new art gallery in Hunters Point. That's
Yeah.
that's definitely inside baseball,
Right.
For Bay Area people, that is not a good part of town, folks. I'm just going to
It's
say
not
that.
a town I would expect to have a nice art gallery.
Well, there's an opera house there. They're because of the 3rd Street Light Rail, they're trying that, but it still is like it's like the Wire, Baltimore, down at Hunters Point. That's a rough part of town.
I think the idea is that it'll be gentrified, and so maybe they're in on that. I know that one thing that I've done there that was very
Very white and hip.
douchey, yes, is there's a glass blowing factory.
Okay, see that when there's a glass blowing factory in the Wire, Baltimore, of something's wrong.
But what happens is you pay $30 and you get a glass that somebody blew, and then you just have all you can drink beer and wine, and there's cheese and fruit, and you watch people blow glass.
Is the name of that factory Zolt Base?
Yeah. Is there
You know what? I think it is.
is there a stripper named Glass?
Yeah.
Like, seriously, no, get drunk and blow glass.
blow
It'll
glass.
be good.
Yeah. Those kids are just Zolting. They're Zolting today.
Zolt, zolt, zolt. Zolt, zolt, zolt,
I'll
zolt.
float that in my classroom
There you
tomorrow
go.
and see if anything comes up.
There you go. All right. Another quick one here because this will feed into our Scrum Masters quiz. We're going to jump in, but Gavin Belson again. He had to eat shit in front of the board of directors again because Nucleus fell apart. Fun fact, the Asian board member
Yeah.
who's giving him shit, right? So you can tell that guy holds some cards. That is a character actor. He's been acting for about 30 years. Most known for his role, his actual name is Ping Yu, okay? But most known for his role of Ping.
Is his brother Tracer out you? Or maybe...
No.
Sorry.
He was...
That was an in-joke.
He was the return character... Chinese delivery guy on Seinfeld. That was that guy.
Yeah.
That was that guy.
I'm so proud of him. Moving up.
Yeah, he's doing it.
Yeah.
He got to wear a suit.
He has so many credits. It's ridiculous. He's been working for 30
I love
years.
those guys.
His credits
Yeah.
are insane.
I've been in like 57 movies.
Yeah. It's nuts. It's nuts. Yeah. I Love You, Thor. Exactly.
Was this the episode where we get to look in on the focus group, where the guy is saying the names? Or
No, that was last
That was last
episode.
episode.
That was
Yeah.
last time for the Huli.
We didn't actually touch on that
that's
at all.
right. That was really funny to me.
And how do you feel about it, Raul?
Yeah.
I think it's stupid.
Does anyone else here think it's stupid? Taylor, Marcus, Raul, Cindy.
Exactly. So yeah, he starts to eat shit, and so he does this whole speech where he's trying to spin this that failure will equal success.
Yeah.
Okay, and he brings up, Steve Jobs, to get to the iPhone had to do the Newton, and he said to get to Facebook, Zuckerberg had to do Wirehog.
Yeah.
So I stopped right there. I'd never heard of Wirehog.
Okay.
Had you heard of Wirehog before? Yeah, I hadn't heard of it either. What do you think it was first? This isn't the quiz, but I'm curious. What do you think Wirehog was for real?
So this is not the thing that he does in the
It was
Facebook movie, right? Where it's
No,
like
this
rating
this
women.
was not mentioned
one of
at
the
all.
first
Okay.
e-commerce sites that allowed you to order bacon online.
Wirehog.
Yeah.
All right. Well, actually, you had to get a special unit, which was just basically it was weird. You plug it in. It was strange.
That's called Morse code, by the way.
Morse code. Well, what is that thing called? It has a
Telegraph?
name. Yeah, telegraph. Is that what the unit is called? All right.
Wow.
Technical
No,
term.
Wirehog was actually it was a plug-in for Facebook that would sit on top of Facebook. This was in 2004 for peer-to-peer file sharing. But as we know, Sean Parker was his partner coming from Napster,
Right.
and they killed it because he said, you don't want to go down this road.
Right.
But so it was actually a crisis averted. It never really
Wasn't actually a failure.
Yeah.
And Facebook was out first.
Correct.
Yes.
So this was going to sit on top of Facebook, Wirehog, whatever. And then Kevin Rose, Dig, the companies were Pounce, Milk. Oink was actually an app of milk. I talked to Jeff about this earlier. I'm familiar with Dig. I didn't know the name Kevin Rose, and I certainly didn't know about Pounce, Milk, and Oink. Jeff, do you have any thoughts about that?
No, it sounds believable. I mean, he's also an investor in Funny or Die.
He's a
billionaire,
Yeah,
I
he's a
bet now. If
billionaire,
not,
yeah.
he's in the 2 comma club.
That's a good club to be in.
High 2 comma club.
Yeah.
But yeah. I want to say he invested in Twitter early.
Yeah, the list is crazy.
Yeah.
The list is crazy of what he got in on early. I mean, he's a plugged-in guy. He's a local guy. Jeff and I were talking about this, that he was actually an on-air talent
On
with
Tech TV.
Tech TV prior to G4. He may have been involved with G4 for
Yeah, I
a
don't
while.
remember if he was off before the G4 takeover.
I mean, this
But
guy
yeah.
is tech. But yeah, Pounce, Milk, and Oink. I don't know. Okay, so
Scrum Master's quiz.
Scrum Master's quiz. We're going to jump in. Any final thoughts on this episode, Jesse? That would be episode 7, adult content.
I don't think so. I think we covered it.
I think so. I think
we covered it.
Okay.
Got it.
All right, so we're going to play the quiz here. Jeff, you're going to explain how we play, and we'll jump right in.
Ryan is going to ask questions. Everyone be quiet so I can explain. Ryan is going to ask questions. And you're going to answer them wrongly. And then he's going to tell you you're wrong again. And then he's going to give you an answer that he made up on Bart on the way over here.
So what do you think? Will they ever find those earrings? Okay. All right, here we go. Scrum Master's quiz, everybody. Question number 1. Jeff, you want to take this one, or Jesse, you feeling spry? You want to jump in?
I'll let you take the lead.
Okay.
See how it's done.
Okay, so I'm going to keep this. I'm going to keep this
should
one
we be
loose.
whispering still?
No one will be able to hear it.
I'm going to keep this one loose. So we were talking about, again, the failures of the Newton and Pounce Milk and Oink and Wirehog and all that. So I keep this loose here about products. So according to Business Insider and Time Magazine.
Time Magazine.
And we're going to look at the 21st century only.
Oh, I require some rum drinking before we get to the Scrum Master's questions.
Okay, we can do that. I have three. I have the top three here. I'm very surprised about the number one, but I'll take as many as you'd like to share with me in the funny way. What were some of the top tech product failures of the 21st century?
Yeah.
I'll take up to three, but only one if you like. If you feel one is powerful enough.
The ET game cartridge.
Well, that 21st century.
It still lives on.
It's such a bad failure.
They dug it up in the 21st century. Yeah. Mm-hmm. They did. They unearthed it in the 21st century. And it's actually going to become Skynet. A lot of people don't know this, but the ET cartridge is Skynet.
There's a documentary on Netflix just about that.
About digging it up. Just not even about...
Yeah, just about digging it up. Yeah. And then Angry Video Game Nerd, his whole movie is about that.
Okay, so that's number one.
That's number one, sure. Okay, not 21st century, but okay, we'll go with it.
Number two, Walmart.com.
Walmart.com.
Yeah.
Okay. When? Why is that?
Because you can drive 5 minutes to Walmart and buy the shit cheaper with no shipping. Why would you buy that shit online when you probably don't even own a computer, which is why you're shopping at Walmart?
Well, I got two words for you. Morbid obesity.
Number three.
Number three? Oh, you're doing all three. Okay, yeah.
Yeah. Denny's.com.
And why would Denny's be a failure?
IHOP got there
first. Son of a...
God damn it, Charlie!
Okay.
Yeah, we just, by the way, you need to Google our YouTube, Always Sunny in Philadelphia, God damn it. There's a 9-minute video of every goddamn it.
Yes.
In the first 9 seasons.
Wow.
In chronological order.
Yeah, which means there's even more. Someone needs to update that. Okay,
it is brilliant.
Jeff knows what he's talking about. So he's probably right, Jesse.
Factually
but
right.
What do you think? What were some of the top tech product failures of the 21st century?
I got to go Crackle.
Crackle? Really? Huh.
Yeah.
It's a failure?
Have you been on it?
Yeah, the net's on there. That's the only place we can find the net.
I've tried to get on Crackle, yeah.
Do you know why it crackles? Because they tell you.
Crackle's terrible. It is terrible. That's actually good. That's a good guess. It's not in the list, but I'll support that.
Well, that's unfortunate.
Mm-hmm. Just gonna go with that.
I got another one.
Yeah?
I'm leaving Crackle behind.
Okay.
That's it. Okay. We've talked enough about Crackle.
Yep, I agree.
Next up.
We've talked more about Crackle than anyone has ever talked about
Crackle. Yes, absolutely. Did you hold on? Actually, I'll spend 1 second on Crackle.
That's fine. Yeah.
Do you know that the thing that they do is in the middle of their movies they put commercials?
Yep.
Yeah.
Which is absurd, but also there's no lead in to or from the commercial break. So you will literally just be in the middle of the movie, and then 1 second later you are now watching a commercial for Applebee's.
That's correct.
Like they don't even go in and be like, no, this is like a good
correct
spot.
Right.
It's just like, no.
Yep.
Yeah,
15
wherever.
minutes in.
Yeah, exactly.
Bam.
It's absurd.
And it's every 7 minutes. Yeah, because I was excited when I first, it was an app on the PS4. I'm like, oh shit, I can watch all these Godzilla movies.
Yeah, more stuff.
And that was just, I turned it off.
It's torture.
Couldn't deal with it. But Jeff, you talked about this. Can you put ad blocker, or that's not
on the PS4?
Stop that? Oh, not on the PS4. That's
Works
right.
fine on Chrome.
If I'm on my computer, I'm not going to Crackle.
That's true.
Why would you do? Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
All right, next up. The first iPad.
Ooh, the first iPad.
You know why?
Okay.
Didn't have a camera. I don't like that. I'm just airing right now my
personal
my personal upsetness with this bullshit technology.
We're here for you. That's okay.
No camera. You had phones that had cameras on them. You made a bigger phone. One time I was in the Apple store, unfortunately, when the iPad 1 was coming out, and somebody said, "Isn't it kind of just like a bigger iPhone?" Which it is, but like worse kind of. And what he said was, that's like saying a swimming pool is a bigger bathtub.
The Apple guy said that.
Yes.
The genius?
Yes.
The genius said that.
He said that.
Ridiculous.
The third thing on my list is that Apple guy.
Oh,
that's it. That's a failed
Was
tech.
he an Android? Wow.
If he was, it was failed.
Wow.
Faulty Android working at the Apple Store at Stonestown Galleria Mall.
Yeah, like
here
the
in San Francisco.
first generation from Wayland Yutani, like the ones that go crazy.
Yes.
A little bit, yeah.
Yeah, we need to deal with that.
Yeah, all right. We're good.
He's not.
Oh, he's not. All right. Okay. So with that, I like all your guesses. I like all your guesses. What you're doing here, that's fine. Now, some people say, ranked. This is very interesting to me. Ranked. Number 3, Quickster. This was Netflix trying to branch off into a DVD business in 2011. Was pulled back by the CEO within 58 days. Mm-hmm. Number 2, the HP Touchpad. This is 2011. This is direct competition with the iPad. It sold 25,000 units. That's not a hit. And this one's very interesting to me. It's such a failure because I don't even remember this. 2013. This was a $99 subscription service for a product called Facebook Home, which would basically become the homepage of your phone for $99. Subscriptions were so bad it dropped to 99 cents within 3 months and have since been scrapped. But now some people say that. Mm-hmm. But the real answer, gentlemen, top technical product failure of the 21st century, it's a podcast called Judging Silicon Valley. I was surprised to come across that on the wiki page. I didn't even know we had a wiki page. Okay, there we go. Okay, question number 2, gentlemen. Question number 2. Now, we were talking about outed by Wi-Fi, right? Outed by Wi-Fi have been brought up twice in this episode. This one, I looked and I thought maybe we've done this question last season. I don't think we did because I was very surprised with the answer. What does Wi-Fi stand for?
Oh.
I'm pretty sure we didn't do this because I didn't remember this answer, and it was like, oh, okay.
What interesting...
Oh, okay. Shakespearean.
Yes. What interesting friends, Ivan?
Oh, okay. Why does it stand for that? It just...
It's one of those mysteries.
So a lot of people...
Interesting.
Okay. You're just off.
Yeah.
a lot of people don't know this.
All right.
But it's actually a term from inner city Philadelphia.
It is?
Where I grew up.
Okay.
Not in inner city Philadelphia, but I grew up around Philadelphia.
West Philadelphia, born and raised?
Yeah.
Okay. Where did you spend most of your days?
You'd be like, what you want for lunch? What you want for lunch? What I feel? I hop.
So it's what I feel, I hop.
Yeah.
God damn it.
You got 2 in.
Yeah, dude.
Nice job.
He's so mad. Shit, what I feel, I hop.
You had to have you set him up for that one.
There he is. There's Daxter, everybody. You know what? I would agree with both of your statements, gentlemen. Why wouldn't I? Now, some people say that the term was created in 1999 by the Wireless Ethernet Compatibility Alliance, the WECA. It's a nonprofit made up of branders. In 99, it is a branding tool for the term IEEE 802.111.
It's IEEE. No one says IEEE.
Fucking nerd.
There you go. It means nothing. It was actually to kind of sound like hi-fi. It is not an acronym.
No.
It's a branding tool.
It's what I feel, I hop.
Well, okay. Some people say that. Some people say that, and I agree with you. That's wrong. The real answer of what Wi-Fi stands for, I'm sorry, gentlemen, is wizard's fingers. Because having no cables is magic. I couldn't even make it through. Who wrote that joke? Wizard's fingers.
I know. It sounds like something that was written on a train on the way here.
Pretty good. Okay. All right. We're all tied up, surprisingly. So this is the barn burner. This is for all the marbles, gents, here. Okay. Question number 3, the final question. As usual, this is a Price is Right rules question. Closest to without going over wins. Now, this was difficult because some of these companies are very secretive about their total net worth. So we're going to keep it just at annual revenue as of Q1 of 2015.
Okay.
Talking about this fake company. Talking about all the money is with
tired.
in porn. Yeah.
The whiskey's hitting.
Okay, there you go. So we're talking about that fake company, Intersight. We all know the money's in porn. Okay, we all do. We all know it drives technology.
Are we doing porn company revenue?
So what is the most profitable adult entertainment companies annual revenue. Annual revenue, so not total, because that's harder to find. They're very secretive about this. So as of annually last year, what company made the most money? What adult entertainment?
You want the company?
Wait, what company or what?
Okay,
how much?
He wants the number. But
give me the how much. Close without going over. Bonus points for the name of the company.
You can start.
I'm gonna go with $1.
Dick.
Well, how is he gonna? Okay,
that's fine. I can just say $2.
You can say $2.
You can do it.
But it was
That's not
it
fun.
actually ties into your top 3 question about the failed technology ventures of the 21st century.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it was porn.ihop.com.
No, okay. Well, now what kind of content? Oh, no.
The only dollar was a test transaction that was made by the engineer working on it to ensure purchases worked.
Yep.
And it was to buy a video of a woman rubbing herself with free pancakes on Free Pancake Day.
Well, I don't have a problem with that. Yeah,
And
Just shocked that it only sold one.
Yeah.
what's sad is that dollar actually paid more than enough for all those pancakes. Like, it was like 50 pancakes in that video, and that's like about how much you pay for a pancake.
But hold on.
at
It
IHOP.
sounds like you bought the video too.
Yeah.
So
I
that's
have a copy of it.
$2.
It got pirated.
Oh, okay.
That shit went viral, dude.
Yeah.
I wonder who shared
Yeah.
that.
Does it matter? It's on BitTorrent. Look it up. IHOP.
You know the name of that engineer? Zolt Bisquick.
Zolt Bisquick.
From the fine line of Bisquick man, Z Bisquick. Oh, that sounds, again, probably right, Jesse, but what do you think? Okay, give me that number and company name.
Okay. Number $69 million.
$69 million, okay.
Right?
Okay.
Still pretty safe.
Pretty good number.
guess.
It's a good number.
I think so.
Good number. You can go 69 million, 609.
Yes.
Keep
Okay, do
going.
that. Whatever. I'm not going to say that, but you will think that.
69.
Yes, as many 69s as you
There
could
go.
get.
I think I got all the 69s.
Yeah.
Okay.
And
Good joke. And the company was I'm just going to go I have nothing that can beat IHOP.
Please say you do.
I have nothing. He's reached the top of the mountain.
He has.
I would have done like redbitterdwarves.com.
Well, I also, when I was writing this question, I knew it's loaded because I know you
Loaded,
both,
right?
I know you both want to say your favorite porn site, but you don't want to say it on the podcast.
Well, not now.
I would guess though it would be like a Vivid or something, but
Okay.
I would say, what is it? Is it PornTube or Pornhub?
Okay. Those are both.
Are they both? Do they both
Well,
exist?
I mean, I looked at the
Yes.
list, so yeah.
they do both.
I'm going to go
exist.
Hub.
The Zolt video was actually on PornTube
Zolt.
or
the
Pornhub.
real Zolt video. yeah.
Whatever.
Whatever.
You guys are going to
that
get to
is.
talk about porn a lot in the next couple of weeks.
I know. Well, yes.
What
we
else
are.
is new, right?
We need
have
to do some
Come on.
research.
Okay. Well, I mean, look.
You guys are professionals.
But again, I think it's it's silly to pretend like these are legitimate multi-million-dollar companies, and everybody knows Vivid, and that was my guess as well. Vivid is coming in second, average annual revenue of $100 million. Okay, that's annual. Again, finding the whole net worth is hard because these are very secretive companies. But I was surprised. Coming in at number one at $159 million annual, and due to total and complete assets, $500 million.
Wow.
Playboy. I was
Boring.
very surprised about that. It's because of what they own, but they keep it very quiet. Oh. And that does count as adult entertainment. A very
Slaves.
long list of crazy ass names of things. Yeah. So there you go. I'm not going to explain how and again, I did that research on my phone, not the work computer, because
Sweet.
that's also like, how deep am I going to go here? So there we go. But coming in with the 69 million, without going over, Jesse McGrath is our winner, everybody. The Scrum Masters quiz. Yay!
Yay.
All right. Well, there we go. We made it through yet another
Enthusiasm.
What an
episode.
exciting victory.
Yet another episode there. I want to thank Jesse. Jesse, for the millions of listeners out there, well, where can they find you out there? It's Twitter handle, websites, things of that nature, and hit them with that.
Yeah, you
Fresh
could
Brothers again.
You could find me on Facebook or Twitter. Jay McGrizz is the
Jay
Twitter.
McGrizz.
Yes,
Okay.
McGrizz.
Okay.
Comes after the J.
Okay.
And then Super Trash Bros on Twitch and Twitter and Tumblr and all the other stuff.
Tumblr, Twitch,
All of it.
Instagram.
Yes.
Are you on Pounds?
Tinder.
We're on Milky Oink.
Are you in Milky
yeah,
Oink?
Teat. We're on Teat.
Milk Teat?
And we have the tournament every first Monday of the month. Soda Popinskis. Come get
time?
drunk. Sign-ups at 7:30.
When you usually start streaming for those who might want to watch
We
the
start
stream.
streaming right around 8.
Okay, 8 p.m. Pacific.
Yes, and we play with items on low. People need to get the fuck over it. Sorry.
Okay.
It's just I want to give that warning. People show up and
that's
they're like,
inside
items
baseball.
on?
All right. I
Yeah,
got you.
sorry,
Items on low. Don't turn them all the way up high. Sure.
Well, you don't want it at all.
Okay. There we go.
Exactly right.
Yeah.
All right. And you can follow me. I've got a new handle here. You can follow me on littleredsmokies.com and Big Puffy Nips. So he's on Milky Teats.
One of those
I've
is
switched over to
actually his correct website.
It's up to you. And if you choose incorrectly, it's a big picture of Zolt's cock. And there's an audio track that goes, "This is Zolt's cock" in my voice. Okay. All right. Any
Go buy those domains.
Fuck it. All right, we're done. Thanks, everybody. Stay compressed. We'll see you next week. Bye.